Good evening. The most valuable people often do their work behind the scenes. Upland's golf course has been called the Augusta of Canada, and it's because of Brian Ewell. Brian has been named Canada's top golf superintendent, and this week he's our island MVP. Jordan Cunningham has that story. Last fall, Vancouver Island rugby fans were treated to some international play as some of the best young rugby talent took to West Hill Stadium for the America's Rugby Championship.
On behalf of Rugby Canada and the IRB, we're proud to announce that we were hosting the 2013 America's Rugby Championship this fall at the Canadian Rugby Centre of Excellence at West Hill Stadium in Langford.
Weather schmether. Fans didn't mind the soggy conditions last fall. A small price to pay for a rare opportunity to see the Canadian boys compete on home turf. A little north of Nanaimo, the province's top Junior B hockey players are about to compete for the prestigious Cyclone Taylor Cup. The Victoria Cougars dominated Vancouver Island with a ridiculous 46-1-3 record. Despite all that success, the season will be a complete wash if they don't win their last game.
Please welcome Team Canada!
It was the final that everyone was hoping for. Team Canada in the gold medal game brought thousands through the doors, most glowing with national pride. And for 1 week, people of all ages became curling fans.
Curling fans, who knew? Here where there's no ice year-round.
We got to see a conditioned team, a young team. Were we pleased with what we got as a host committee in the Brad Jacobs rink. The capacity crowd built throughout the event. Team Canada arrived in Victoria to very little fanfare, a rookie rink of virtual unknowns from Sault Ste. Marie. But with every big shot made and victory earned, the Jacobs foursome became Canada's curling rock stars.
Yeah, ever since we were kids, we wanted to win the Brier and be, curling superstars. We wanted to do that, and that's been a goal, and we want to try to win as many titles as we can. We were here in the biggest game, one of the biggest games of our lives, and in front of the whole nation. So I'm sure people, were tuned into the game and know who we are now, and hopefully, as long as everyone's health is good, we're here to stay.
But the dream season came up one win short. Sweden's Nicholas Edin scored 2 in the first end and never looked back, picking Canadian stones out of the house and capitalizing on a rare Jacobs miscue in the 8th. Euphoria in the 10th when Edin won the battle between the 27-year-old skips. In true Canadian fashion, Jacobs was gracious in defeat.
Sweden played phenomenal. I mean, you gotta hand it to the guys. Phenomenal job, and they deserved it today. So it's okay.
Winning the Europeans and Worlds was our goal after the last Olympics, and now 3 years later, we do just that as the first European team ever to win the double, so it feels amazing.
I think what'll stand out for me is just the support from the fans. I mean, they were living and dying on all of our shots. They were phenomenal. Unfortunately, we didn't bring our A game today, and we were on the wrong side of the inch, and we didn't give them much to cheer for. But they were still behind us even when we were down and trying to encourage us to keep playing, and it's been phenomenal.
Now that the teardown is complete here, the host committee can start work on securing the next big curling event. In the past 8 years, Victoria has hosted the Men's Worlds twice, as well as the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, and the Brier is next.
Absolutely, that would be the next thing to go after. There is a Brier in 2014 in Kamloops. They spread them around. They're a professional organization. They're going to move the events across Canada, so we may have to wait. But, I would say, within the decade. Matt Inglis, CTV Sports, Victoria. Victoria Royals captain Tyler Stahl forced to watch this one from the press box as his teammates take on the Kamloops Blazers. Late in the first, Royals turn it up ice, Logan Nelson to Ben Walker, and the towel-waving hordes go wild. Royals carry that 1-0 lead into the second period. Blazers get on a power play though, and it's JC Lippin with the finish. It's tied at 1. The Royals would add another in the third, courtesy Tim Traber. Patty Polivka, 39 saves. The Royals would win this one at home. 2-1 is the final. It was practice as usual for David Mazurik. Then, Dad showed up.
Whoa. Dad, how you doing?
How you doing?
Holy shit.
Ted Mazurek has followed every step of his son's hockey life, but mostly from afar. So the Victoria Grizzlies decided to fly him out from Brantford, Ontario, for the surprise of David's hockey life.
I didn't really know who it was. I was going to say to the guy, the poor holy, you look just like my father. Like, you kind of spooked me there for a minute.
It's really a nice opportunity, and hopefully it gives him a little boost.
This has everything to do with family, and this has everything to do with the father being able to see his son play in his final season of amateur hockey. And nobody should miss out on that opportunity.
Like another Brantford hockey family, it all started in the backyard.
My dad used to flood the rinks at my house. I have a tennis court in my backyard, so it all started from him.
Dad will have a center ice seat for his son's upcoming challenge, a best-of-5 series with the Powell River Kings. Off the ice, though, David has faced years of challenges.
My mom had passed away in 2008 with breast cancer, so that was a big uphill battle. And I was just had recently been drafted into the OHL in the second round, so it's been quite an uphill battle from there on out.
And hockey has helped with healing.
Oh yeah, it takes your mind off it all. It definitely escapes me from reality at times, but I don't take any of it back. It really formed me to the person I am today.
David's role with this team took a turn January 20th when first-line center Jerry Fitzgerald went down with a season-ending injury. Now, Mazurek plays a pivotal role on the most dynamic line in the BCHL.
I will produce. We have to, obviously with the Fitzgeralds and myself, we have good chemistry, so sky's the limit for us for sure.
I always told him he could maybe go somewhere if he wins the face-offs, and it's nice to see him get the opportunity.
As a hockey parent, you've got to trust others to help raise your kid, and the Mazureks have had some great mentors, none better than Bill Beswick.
Come to an organization like this with Bill, he really takes it into consideration, and I just want to keep this good little ride going that I have, and I want to win a championship here.
Matt Inglis, CTV Sports, Colwood. And that's your look at sports. CTV News continues after this break.